Alright my friends, welcome back to the channel. This short segment, I would like to talk about Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier 3, what transpired in that fight, the events after the fight. Got some thoughts, let's get into it. Alright, so where do I even start with this? First, let's talk about the actual fight. I felt like Conor coming into this fight, he was very emotional, just flat out angry. Anger clouds judgment, affects your performance. And I felt like in the press conferences leading up to the fight, interviews and whatnot, Dustin Poirier definitely seemed more composed. So going into the fight, I thought McGregor was going to come in angry, rush in, try to get Dustin out of there early, which is kind of like what he does. But I was thinking he was going to come in reckless and it was going to hurt him. So I was kind of like half right. When the fight started, Conor McGregor was doing some great things. He looked like he was fighting like a mixed martial artist. He was throwing kicks, spinning back kicks, high kicks, low kicks of his own, and I thought he was looking really good. It was very competitive on the feet. Before Dustin got the takedown, I'm curious on the stats whether or not Conor McGregor was winning in the striking department, which I think he was, because the official stats right now as it stands, Poirier landed 36 strikes to Conor's 27. Now think about how many strikes Poirier landed on the ground. So there was only like a 10 strike variance there. So on the feet, it was very competitive, and I think Conor was edging it out. He made a critical error trying to go for a guillotine choke on Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier is a seasoned Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, been in those positions a million times. Not going to be necessarily easy to tap out Dustin. I mean, it's possible Conor could have if he got his forearm under the chin just right, if it was locked in tight, but I knew based on the positioning and Dustin kind of climbing the cage to alleviate the pressure, I knew he was going to get out. So it was a gamble by Conor, and it was one that just didn't work out for him. Once Dustin got on top of Conor, he maintained top position, was throwing punches, elbows. Conor actually did pretty decent work off the bottom with up kicks, elbows of his own, trying to do damage. A lot of shots missed Conor, some he blocked, some landed clean for Dustin. It gets back to the feet. These guys start exchanging again. Conor steps wrong on his back leg. Snap. Goes to the ground. Looks like Dustin did notice it, but went on the attack anyway. A fighter's job is to finish the fight. It's the referee's job to stop it. Few follow-up shots by Dustin. Referee Herb Dean stops the fight. Now officially on record is classified as a KO TKO. I did read somewhere it said doctor stoppage. I don't know if they're going to tweak that and alter that, because I do think that was a freak fluke injury. Dustin post-fight said that he had checked the kick and he believes that he caused the injury to Conor, which I personally don't believe. I think that's just Dustin rubbing it in, salt in the wound. It really looked like bad luck for Conor, where he just stepped back wrong, rolled that ankle, and either got a dislocation or a flat out break. If it's a dislocation, that's actually a lot better for him, way less rehab, easier to repair, and he'll be back sooner than later. If it's a break, obviously, who knows what kind of surgery, rehab, but I still think he's going to come back. I'm reading the comments, people are saying that Conor is flat out done. He's going to retire. He may not come back from this. Nah, I disagree with that. He'll be back. That guy's kind of like psychotically driven. And as far as like the fourth match, yes, I do think at some point down the line, these guys are going to fight for a fourth time. One, because Conor's going to be psychotically campaigning for that. That's his personality. He's going to want that run back. Two, Dana White said it in a post-fight press conference. He believes they need to run it back so somebody has a definitive win. Because make no mistake about it, Dustin edged and won that round, but the fight wasn't over. We still had 4 more rounds left potentially. And remember how Charles do Bronx won that belt? He looked like he was going to get finished in the first round, comes back and knocks out Chandler. So a fight isn't over until it's over. Now here's the dilemma. If they're going to run this fight back for a fourth time and Dustin competes for the belt, which Dana already said he's going to fight Charles Oliveira next, by the time Conor comes back, if Dustin is champion, do you give Conor the title shot in that fourth fight against Dustin Poirier? I personally don't think they should do that. I think if that scenario happens, Conor should fight someone else, another top contender, like let's say a Gaethje, a Chandler. If he beats them, then he has more of a right to that title shot. But regardless of the title shot, let's say if Dustin loses to Oliveira, yes, absolutely give him that fight against Dustin. Now a little bit about after the fight. Joe Rogan interviewed Conor McGregor while his leg was injured. They're both sitting down. Conor's obviously in a lot of pain, and this guy was just spitting venom. I did see a picture of Dustin Poirier's wife flipping Conor the bird, and that kind of like explains a lot why the guy was so angry and spitting venom. But with all that being said, I personally don't like all that talk about family, about somebody's wife. Conor just looks unhealthily angry. He needs to get himself together, needs to compose himself, center himself again, because I think he's kind of going off the rails. And I know it's psychological warfare, just trying to get to somebody's head, but certain lines shouldn't be crossed. And honestly, I think it's hurting him. You can call it karma. I don't know what to call it, but RDA posted something how Conor was making remarks about his foot when his foot was injured. And there's like a lot of irony in life and instances you could call karma. So Conor got to get his stuff together. This guy needs to focus again if he ever wants to reach the very top again. It seems like we're seeing a decline and downward spiral of a special and great fighter. And it's kind of sad. All because he can't contain himself mentally. Maybe the money and fame is getting to him. Who knows? But it's on his wife, it's on his family, it's on his close friends to slap some sense into him and get him to focus on just fighting without taking things where they don't need to be taken. As far as Dustin Poirier, if you want to go by who was winning the fight before the injury, Dustin Poirier. You have to logically think he was en route to win the fight, but we just don't know. That's why we need a fourth fight. Because once again, how many times we've seen guys lose a round, come back the next strong, or get hurt, look like they're out of there, come back and win the fight. It has happened a million times. So anyway, guys, I don't know what else to say about the fight and the aftermath and the future of these two rivals. It's unfortunate that happened to Conor. Sucks. Not the way I wanted to see the fight ended. I wanted to see a clear-cut winner. Looking forward to a potential fourth fight. You guys let me know in the comment section. What do you think about all this? The fight itself, the pre-fight talk, the aftermath, Conor's injury. Would love to read your thoughts. Thanks for watching this segment. If this is your first time at the channel and you enjoy the content, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Like and share. It helps the channel grow. You guys are the best. And until the next one, you all take care.